So here we are. Your gayness is coming out. And you decide after your crash and burn, you'll be a hairdresser. How gay is that?
It's the gayest. It's the gayest.
It's fucking super gay.
I mean, and the thing is that, so, you know.
And why is it super gay? Like, let's unpack that too. Why are so many people who cut hair who are men are gay?
Well, I mean, you know, you do have a large female clientele base.
Right. But why would they want gay men rather than women?
Oh my gosh. Do you really want, I mean, there's so much to unpack there.
They just know how to do things.
Yeah. I mean, there's this, well,
they're survivors.
With women and gay men, there is it's a complicated dynamic because you're a man, you're a male, you're
right.
satisfying if you're saying that if you're a gay man and you're helping a woman look pretty, helping her feel good about herself and saying that she's beautiful, to hear that from a man can be very different experience than hearing it from a woman.
Yeah.
There's no competition involved. There's
right.
no digs. It's right. You're fabulous, you're amazing, and there's this feeling of being really blown up and
maybe even they're actually interested as opposed to straight men who are
right.
really not that interested.
Well, right.
How are you doing your perm? What color hair do you want? I mean, that's just not something that many straight men are particularly. I mean, they like the results, I'm sure, and they're down with it all. But
right.
the ability, and this is where I wonder whether I am really gay because the idea of talking to countless women and telling them how fabulous they are is not my idea of a great time.
Well, in my, you know, I had a lot. I basically kind of transposed is the right word. I kind of just mapped my dynamic with my mother onto all of my relationships with my female clients. So hundreds, you know, of women,
which they loved.
I had a huge following. And
isn't it interesting how a hairdresser can get a huge following?
Yeah.
It's the relationship between the hairdresser and the client is fascinating. It's like when with dudes also it's like I'm cheating on my barber, you know, or people will say that. They'll be like, well, I kind of cheated with my barber this week. I'm trying another one. As if there's some sort of it's a service. But yet it's not. It's also, I guess, it's so intimate. You're touching people's heads. You're touching their faces. Who else does that in society except for your lover or your spouse
or your doctor or your
doctor?
Yeah. There's that physical touch. You see them every maybe 4 weeks, 6 weeks on the dot. I mean, I had clients that and it wasn't that it was. Maybe 30% of it was the work that I did. 70% of it was the experience I gave them and the relationship that we had and how I made them feel and listened and heard. You know, I can't tell you how many clients would say, I could not wait to get here today because I needed to talk to you. Or, you know, I've never told anybody this, but, you know, ... I mean, it was when I left that profession to go back to school to move up to New York to go to Columbia, and I broke that news to my clients. There was one individual that actually wept. I don't know what I'm going to do. I mean, it was as if, you know, it was. There was a strong dependence.
You might have been the most important man in her life.
It could have been,
and she may not have been getting any emotional support or interest from her husband, or from the boyfriend or whatever. And
I could have been.
Yeah, and I think also the parallel with the relationship with the mother is fascinating too, because I'm just trying to. Why did I form such a bond with my mom, and why was she so prepared to treat me as a confidant, as an adult confidant, even though I was a 12-year-old boy. And one's inability to ever extract oneself for good reasons from the love. It's it's primal. It's the love of mothers is one of the most extraordinary forces in the universe.